Hello Capricorn, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Capricorn is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Capricorn, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And the Magician is our very first card. This is really a good omen. I think you're somebody with a lot of skills. I think that you are a highly intelligent person. I feel that you've had a lot of experience with different things. You know, you've trained in a lot of different things. You have a lot of different skills, a lot of knowledge, right? You seem a very kind of a Renaissance person in a way. Because I feel that you have explored so much in life that you really have, it's kind of a jack of all trades sort of energy. I feel that you probably speak more than one language. I feel that you have a lot of participation in a lot of different things right now, you know. I feel like you're also a very adaptable person. And I feel that sometimes adaptability is not all that good, you know. There's sometimes situations in life that we really shouldn't adapt to, okay? Because you're a very resilient person. You can find a way to survive and even thrive in any situation. It doesn't mean that you should stay there and do that. You know, sometimes this card is about changing your environment. It's the Magician. It's about creating the reality that you want to see, right? So I'm wondering if maybe right now we're kind of going through a bit of that energy in life where it's just like, is this what I need? Is this what's meant for me? And now it's my job to optimize this? Or am I in this situation and it's almost as if the universe or spirit is waiting for me to now make the changes necessary, right? Is this something that you should be adapting to, or should you be changing it? Okay, let's take a look at some more cards. We do need a little bit of context here. We've got the Prince of Cups, Prince of Swords. We got the universe itself. Now we've got a Queen of Cups. So we've got 3 court cards right up the middle. So there is definitely an idea of, you know, the people around you, the company that you keep. All right. Future position, we have a 9 of Swords. The Path of the Serpent, we start with the Lust card, the Chariot card, the 8 of Wands, and interesting, Art or Temperance card. It seems to me like a big factor in your life is where you fit into things, right? Like we were talking about, what is the right environment for you? We have this universe card back here, right? And the universe is kind of, well, it's our environment. It's our very general, this is where we live in the universe, you know? But it's not very specific. Right. So I think it is a question really of where you belong. Where do you fit in? Where are you meant to be? Like physically, like literally, you know. Because I do feel that you can survive anywhere in this universe. So just because you can doesn't mean you should. Right? It goes back to that adaptability. Just because you can endure something does not mean this is what is meant for you to have to endure. Okay. So who are these other people in your life? is the question we need to ask. And then looking forward into the future, of course, we see the Nine of Swords. So it's almost as if the path you're on now, the situation you're in now, there is a realization about it that you're needing to come to. Okay, I almost feel like this is a bit of a dark night. This is a very difficult situation for you. I feel like the enlightenment is coming here with these major arcana energies and the Eight of Wands, and of course the outcome card being the Temperance card. I feel like we're getting out of one situation, right, that has a lesson for you, if this is that dark night, right? I feel like this is you realizing the lesson and achieving a sort of victory, a sort of balance even from this situation, and moving forward into your life now with a little bit more agency, some direction, a little bit more freedom, right? It seems like this is a moving forward, especially with, of course, the Chariot in the environment kind of says that, you're on the move here in the environment. All right. The Prince of Cups is really the direct obstacle right now. And I don't know if this is a friend, a family member, coworker, if this is a romantic partner. Feels like somebody about your age, okay? And it feels like somebody who says one thing, but is sort of projecting something else. Their words don't match their vibe, right? And I feel like this is sort of this is the situation that you feel like right now you're sort of adapting. You're trying to make the best of it. Okay. But this is a person we're not able to really figure them out. Right? There's a difficulty understanding what this person really wants. Why do they say one thing, but then kind of, it's like their heart and their mind are just not in sync. So they say something, but their emotions sort of betray something sort of contrary. Okay? And this isn't really, this is not really your problem to figure out, right? But here you are as that magician, I think, trying to figure out how to make this work, how to make the best of it. Okay? And you're somebody up here with the Queen of Cups, you're somebody who's very much in touch with your emotions. You know who, and I think you really, what you feel is what you say, and there's no ambiguity there. But that Prince of Cups, it's not the same way. So it feels difficult for you because you're so opposite of that. When you say something, it is how you feel, and it's all your heart and your mind are coming out together, So there's no split in there. Yeah. For you, it's very, I wouldn't say easy, but I would say that you have a sort of emotional transparency about you. When you feel a certain way, that's how you feel, and your words don't kind of try to say something different. Okay. Down here, we've got sort of the opposite thing. This is really interesting, too. I want to point out that the Queen of Cups is water and water. The Prince of Swords is air and air. Okay, so we have really pure air, pure water, and then in here we have a mix of both air and water. So it does feel to me like there is this sort of separation in your environment of people saying one thing, but then it's kind of their emotion betrays something completely different. Okay, there's a split here between heart and mind. Okay. The thinking and the feeling just don't seem to match up with people around you, and I don't know if this is with the Universe card back here, this is either it's a work thing, it's a family thing. It's talking about where you physically are located, okay, and the people that are around you. Let's say it's a work thing. It's kind of like people will tell you one thing, but then they will kind of they'll have a completely different vibe, and it's hard to intellectualize what this vibe is. It's a feeling. You feel it. They're emoting it, right, and you're feeling it, and it doesn't match up with what they say. Whereas I think you are someone who is very clear about how you feel. You're very clear in how you communicate. I find that you're very, with the Prince of Swords down here at the bottom, you're a very clear communicator. You know, you say what you mean. You feel how you feel, and you say what you mean. And I think it's very straightforward with you, but not with whoever's around you right now. And continuing to try to adapt to this situation seems like it is bringing us to that Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is a despair, and it could be that the situation is not getting better, but in a way this is a good card because we realize it, because we're sort of waking up to the reality of something here. Okay? And what it might be saying, especially with that universe card back there, is that this is not the right environment for you to adapt to, you know? If it's a hostile environment, yeah, you probably could just make it work, but is that really what is right for you? Okay? And no one can answer that question except for you. The Nine of Swords is about the lesson that we learn, sometimes the difficult lesson that we learn. It feels like you're sort of going through this dark night. It is just this, it feels like it's a growth, and the Nine of Swords are kind of the growing pains, right? But at least this is sort of the ending of it, right? This is you coming to realize what this important lesson is here. Okay? And it could be that you are this magician, right? Trying to unify the hearts and minds of the people around you, but they're remaining separated. Right? And it's very interesting that we have this water and air here, and then of course they're combined in that Prince of Cups. Okay, so you're trying to do this alchemy of kind of blending the two things together. And really this is, the Temperance card is all about blending the heart and the mind together, right? It's about finding the right sort of mixture between what we feel and what we value and what we think and what we believe, right? So it's kind of like we feel a certain way, but our mind is telling us something different. And I feel like that's coming in from these people around you. It might be one person, maybe it's a family member, maybe it's a coworker, maybe it's your spouse, I don't know. But there is a lesson to be learned in all of this. And let's go over to the path of the serpent and see where that lesson is taking us. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. And we're going to set it down right over here in the corner. And we're going to put Frankenduck right on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and it will give us the confirmation that we need. All right. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It's totally free and it doesn't cost anything. All right. And I appreciate your support. So let's talk about the path of the serpent. We start with the lust or strength card. It's courage, right? It's plain and simple. You're someone that kind of knows when the spirit is prompting you to do something. You kind of muster your energy, your courage, your bravery, your strength, and you do it. Okay. It seems that once the situation here on the path of the dove has provided you what it was meant to provide you, once you have learned the lesson, and see, that's the thing about kind of the dark night, right, is that we almost feel that we don't really know when it's going to end. But once we have that sort of realization or revelation about our lives, about ourselves, about our situation, things tend to start progressing faster, and we can see the way out of it. So I think the Nine of Swords, really, we try to put a good spin on this card, you know. I think if we linger here, things will get worse. If we recognize what's going on, we learn the lesson, we take the information, and we do something about it, we do something with that, then we're getting away from this. We're getting further away from the Nine of Swords, okay? This is the card of despair and cruelty and a real devolving. And see, this is sort of the heart and mind now that are functioning in a very sort of hurtful way, you know. This is now the thinking and the feeling functions being used to devastate. Okay, and so we don't want to linger in a situation that is tending toward that result. Okay, so the Luster Strength card is all about that courage, that bravery. It's getting a hold of ourselves and realizing that we've got to do the scary thing. We've got to do the difficult thing that moves us right into the chariot in the environment. And I think in a very literal way, this is kind of saying you're moving on from this. That you're putting some distance between you and that other energy. Now, this doesn't mean you have to leave your family or leave your job or anything like that. It might just be in a more energetic, spiritual, or emotional way that you're protecting yourself from that. You're shielding yourself from that negative energy, and you're kind of just saying, not my problem. You know, but this could literally be getting out of a toxic environment. You know, finding the path forward, and I think having the courage to go. Even if the path forward is not so clear. See, we move into that Eight of Wands, and it seems as if Spirit is saying, it doesn't matter which way you go, but you cannot stay in the center. You cannot stay with the responsibility of trying to, you know, manage everybody or even heal everybody or figure everybody out. It's kind of saying that these people around you, whether it's one person or several people, they're not your problem, they're not your responsibility. It's not your job to try to fix them. There's something here for you to learn and then keep going. Okay? And the Eight of Wands is really showing that every direction, any direction, is going to be prosperous and successful for you. The idea is, I think, just to go. Okay? And over time to incorporate the lessons here and to focus on how you can further sort of integrate your thinking and your feeling. You know, it's here in the West, really, that we sort of separate the thinking and the feeling. You know, we've got our emotions over here, we've got our logic over here, and never the twain shall meet. But in the East, it's one function. It's the heart-mind, right? That we can't have a thought without having some sort of feeling about it, and we can't have a feeling without identifying it and having some sort of thought appear in our minds, right? The screen of our souls. And I think that this really is a card of that sort of balance, that sort of integration. And what this means in practice for you, I think, is being able to sort of to move on from things that you have an emotional attachment to. But when you invoke that heart mind, you have love here, you have commitment, and you have devotion, but perhaps it's an awareness that this is a situation I shouldn't be adapting to. Okay? And especially with that universe card, feels like you've been there for a while already. Okay? It seems like you have adapted to this situation for quite a while. It almost seems like a family thing, and I feel that you have a lot of love for the people around you, and that's what keeps you here, trying to like almost hold everything together. Right? It kind of feels like the magician is the ringmaster here. And you're trying to hold all this stuff together. All these people that sort of feel one way and then another way, that say one thing, then say another thing, that don't seem to really be consistent or even authentic, right? That you're trying to hold it all together. And I think that's because there's a lot of love and a lot of commitment. It feels like family to me. It could be a work family, a chosen family, it could be friends. Okay? But just because you have that devotion to this person or these people, and just because there is that love and that connection there, doesn't mean that you have to, that you are required to endure this for however long, for the rest of your life, you know. The Chariot card is also a card that talks about boundaries. It talks about kind of safe spaces, you know, where you can be free from this sort of influence. You don't have to endure this. Okay? And this could be manifesting in a lot of ways. Okay? And we don't need to go into those ways. But the Chariot card is about having kind of a home base that's like safe for you, having your own sanctuary. Having some place that you can go, even if it's just inside, where that sort of stuff isn't influencing us, isn't affecting us, isn't causing us any kind of, you know, pain, right? And, of course, the Eight of Wands is talking about finding that sanctuary out there somewhere. Okay? Because these are, and it's very specific here. This card is going, there's arrows in every direction of the compass, right? All the whole compass rose here. Going in any direction, right? So it's in a way saying that you have learned your lesson here, and it is time to emerge from this situation and continue following your path, whichever direction that takes you. Okay. Let's take a look at the mystery card. Let's see. I'm thinking either a Six of Wands. I'm thinking the Sun card. Maybe even the Devil card, right? Your Capricorn power card. I almost wonder if this would be the Moon, maybe. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Here we go. An Eight of Swords. The 8 and the 9 of Swords. This is the problem here, you know. The problem is we feel sort of tied down here. Yeah. It feels as if you're kind of stuck, you're kind of locked into this situation. Okay? And maybe because it's your job, maybe because it's your family, maybe it's because you have this emotional connection with these people, that you love them, or this is your living situation, or whatever it is. Okay? But these two cards are really saying that this is a situation that you can't remain in. With the Eight of Swords, you may feel that there's no way out. Okay? But this is also a card that says the way out is a lot simpler than you think. Doesn't mean it's easier, but it means that there is a way out. Because if you think someone is sort of bound, right, and hoodwinked, in this situation, there are a lot of these swords around them. They could easily sort of free themselves, you know. But we're stuck in this sort of prison of our own thoughts and feelings, okay? Because there is this sort of almost a feeling of obligation to this situation, whatever it is, all right? But I feel as if recognizing your situation is really that, I mean, that itself is the lesson that needs to be learned, the ability to recognize this. And I think the way forward is going to be very simple for you. It's going to be difficult, but it's going to be kind of an obvious move. And I feel that it's really going to feel like a win. I feel like this is really a major victory. After having endured this for, I feel like a long time, to be free from this is going to feel, oh, so good. Okay. And I like to feel that. I think this is good energy. Yeah. We're going to do an extended reading too. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Capricorn are on Thursdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free. It does not cost anything. And leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.